Hello, welcome to this video. Okay, I'm just trying to get things set up and I'm going to share the video because it is going into my Facebook group, Women Living Boldly 50 Plus, if you're watching this from there. Hello. And it's also going to go on YouTube, but not until I finish. So let's get it going. I hope you're having an amazing day. We are sunny but cold and windy today. So yeah, weather hasn't been the best. Where are you watching from? If you're watching replay, let me know your watch. Let me know where you're watching from, how you found me. If you're new to me, hello and welcome. Okay, share. Just This is a great video full of content today. So it is a lot of information, but it's going to, I think, give you some ahas. And once we have these ahas, we can make changes. It's like this clearing almost. It's like, oh my God, really? That's been holding me back. Those are some things I've been thinking. And then we can make the changes. So it can be really, really powerful. And it may also, let's see, be triggering for some people. Because sometimes we don't want to face ourselves. Because when we realize we're the only one holding us back, it can be really hard because it's like then we feel like, but if I haven't been able to do this and it's really me that's holding me back, how am I ever going to get myself to do things, right? How am I ever going to get myself to do things if I haven't in the past? And that's okay. It's frustrating. And it also feels like, sometimes it feels like you don't want someone else to tell you that, right? It's like, don't tell me that because that's not true. We get very attached to our stories. We get very attached to the reasons we think why we're being held back or why we're not able to attain something. So that's a thing too, is like, oh, we get stuck to that. And it becomes one of our beliefs in our stories, right? Like, I cannot do this because it feels, when we have that, when we believe that, because we don't want to really believe that we're stopping ourselves somehow, right? So let's get started. And feel free to share this video if it helped you, if you think there's someone else out there who might be interested, or share it just because you're like, yes, Diane, I want to help you get seen by more people. That would be fabulous. All right. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And I'd love to hear your comments. And once we go through these, comment below, be brave, be bold on what you believe some of these things are that are holding you back. Right. And if you get a pen and paper, stop this video, get a pen and paper, because we think we're going to remember things, but we don't. And then you can begin to work on it. And tomorrow, my other video, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, we are going to go over, of course, what you can do about some of these things. But that doesn't mean you missed today. No, because this is the background to it. And that's what you need. You need the awareness, the background. Then, okay, these are some things you can do. They go together. Okay. Not in any particular order. Here are some of the things. So we're raising awareness. If you don't have awareness why you're doing something, like what's been holding you back, if you don't have that aha moment and go, oh my God, that's it. We can say, I'm unable to do this. I keep trying to eat healthy, but I can't. And because of this and that, we can have all these excuses, or we may not know. We can say, I don't know why I start something. I just don't stick with it. I don't know why I do that. I don't know why, right? You always know why, and you will find out what your why is, why you're doing something. I pretty much guarantee it's in this video. So just listen, be open to hearing. There's no shame, there's no blame, there is no judgment at all. Everybody has something. Everybody. I happen to be very good at healthy eating and moving my body and stuff like keeping my weight the way I want it. But there's other areas of life that I am not good at, that some other women are fantastic at. Remember, we all have our things, okay? So this is kind of about whatever you want. So it's like kind of those things you're like, I know I need to, I really want to, but I know I should do this, but I try. So it's any of those times that this video is about any of those things to raise awareness why that's happening in your life. Because when we desire something, whatever it is, whether it's to lose weight, whether it's to have a really nice toned fit body, whether it's to leave a relationship that we know is not right for us anymore, whether it's to change careers or jobs because we want something more fulfilling, we want something that brings us joy, right? Whatever that is, if you haven't done it, there's something that's holding you back. And we tend to say money and time. But in reality, those two things are not the main underlying reasons. They are not. So you may think those are what's stopping you, but let's say someone gives you money and you still don't make that one change. And you're like, oh my God, I thought I would. Or you go to make the change and so much fear comes up. So anyways, let's get going. Now, again, one of the ones I want to talk about, of course, is circumstances. When we say a circumstance or a person controls us, like in a way, like I can't because of so-and-so. I can't do this because of that. I can't do this because of this. I can't do that because my spouse, I can't, consistently eat healthy because my spouse brings home these bad foods and he doesn't like anything I cook. And so I don't want to cook 2 meals all the time, or I cook my stuff and he makes his food and then he teases me with his food and then I just end up eating his food. And then I go into the cupboards and there's potato chips or candy or whatever. And I'm like, I just can't help myself because they're there, right? That's all excuses and stories. It's just, those are the things we say and we believe in our head because we watch our behavior, right? We watch our behavior, do it over and over again. See, I did it again. I fell for it. Oh my God, I ate those things. I did it again, right? No matter how much. Sorry guys, someone just walked in the backyard. Baby. This is not going to be easy. Anyways, so so those are the things that can happen in that circumstances. And then we build a story around it, right? I can't because, and this is just the way it is. And sometimes our friends believe that and they just affirm it. Our family believes that and they continue to affirm that. So it just gets more ingrained. Baby, sorry guys. So I'm just doing a video. Oh, is that the key? Okay, great. Thank you.
So he's just put stickies on the things he's going to take.
Oh, perfect.
He's tired about coming down when he's got to get some stuff moved where he is, and then
okay.
Move some stuff.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you. Oh my God, so sorry. Someone stopped over to drop the key off. Never happened before. All right, let's get going again. So those circumstances. We all know, we all have those things in some area. Boundaries. This is where boundaries come in, right? If we don't have powerful boundaries set up in our lives, we're always going to let the outside circumstances or people determine what we end up doing or whether we stick with something, right? Well, I tried and this, but that person, or they keep asking me for help, or my kids keep calling me, or my spouse needs me, all of those things. That is, again, where your boundaries, you don't have powerful boundaries. And so other things continually take over, get in the way. So you're allowing that. Now know that you're allowing it. You may say, well, then they'll get mad. That's where another thing comes in, right? So sometimes with the boundaries, we say, well, I have to because, and where's that point? It doesn't really matter on my sheet. Is because we need to keep the peace. So we're wanting to keep the peace, right? You're like, if I say no to that person, they get mad at me, or my mom's going to get really mad at me, or my dad, or something, right? So then we put ourselves last. We put our health and wellness last, and you don't even realize you're doing that. You're like, well, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. But as time goes on, and just because you're okay in the little areas, what if there was something major with you and you still said yes when you should say no and still allowing them to take over your time? So then you are really putting your health and wellness in the background. If we do it with little things, we will most likely do it with bigger things. So when you begin to practice like these loving, powerful boundaries, like, you know what? I love you, but I'm choosing in this moment to take care of me, or I have this to do right now. So I have this to do right now. So I'm going to ask you to, just wait a bit, or I will help you tomorrow. I love you. Thank you so much for understanding. We can say it in a good way. And sometimes we think if we say no, or if we change things around that are going to affect other people, when you make a change, it's going to affect other people. We worry about their happiness. Yet we suffer, right? So you suffer because you're just hoping that they can stay happy. Well, if I make that change, they're not going to really like it, right? Afraid of that, feeling uncomfortable, afraid of having a discussion with them, like a big grown-up discussion. You're afraid of that. So you want to avoid it, right? You want to just avoid it. So there's all these things. Do you see the dynamics that are going on when we kind of step back and let kind of everything else, hi Megan, everything else kind of determine the moves we make? We don't make moves because of, right? And what that really comes down to is not standing in your personal power, not standing in your personal power, right? So if we're not solid and standing in our personal power, then that's why we let everything else happen, because we also feel like I'm not powerful, right? I'm kind of powerless over everything else that's happening around me. Or I want to be seen as the nice person or the kind person or the good person. So I'm going to continually do the others. Hi, Carlene. Do the others. Hey, Nancy. Do things for the other people because I want them to feel safe. I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to feel like I love them, right? We don't realize that putting ourselves as like a priority and actually taking the actions we need to take. So there's always a fear or a reason why we don't continually follow through with an action, why we don't follow through with something. We can say we don't know, and it may take a while for you to kind of get, what is it? But if you listen to all these things I'm talking about in the video, you might have to go from the beginning, then something's going to click for you and go, that's it. That's exactly what I keep thinking. And that's wrong, right? Because by us being powerful and standing in our personal power and doing what's right for us and feeling really good about it, and still, of course, being loving and kind to others, it is also an example of showing those people, oh, I get to take good care of myself too. Wow, she can do that, so can I. But when we continually put ourselves last, put ourselves in the back, start, stop, it's like this showing of, oh, maybe it's not possible. Maybe it's not possible, right? And you know that when you see someone do something like the 4-minute mile, we've all heard of that. When you see someone achieve something, you're like, oh my God, it's doable. It's possible, right? My dog is absolutely just out of control in this right now. Anyways, we see it's possible. So you want to also be an example for yourself and for others. By you doing what's right for you, it is going to be a positive influence on other people. So remember that, right? So if you think it's going to negatively affect others around you, that's when a lot of people stop. They don't follow through, or they quit. As soon as it gets a little uneasy, the emotions get a little weird in your environment, and it gets uncomfortable, and you don't want to face those deep, uncomfortable emotions, you will back off, stop doing it, sabotage yourself, not follow through. Very, very common for healthy eating, right? Friends will tell you, no, don't, let's just go for pizza. You're making me look bad. And that's one of the worst things. Women will do that. Oh, have some wine, have some of this. Now you're making me feel bad about myself. And the people pleaser, the person's going to go, oh my God, I'm making her feel bad. Oh, right. She's right. I got to forget about this. This is stupid. We want to fit in. We want to feel safe. We want to feel comfortable. So we tend to appease people around us. We tend to do things to keep the peace, but then we stop doing what our intention was for ourselves, right? Another reason why we don't follow through, we haven't, done it, or we're like, I'd keep trying, but I know I should, but we could follow someone else's advice. Do this. It's going to work for you. It worked for me. It was great. We look outside ourselves. We're always looking outside for the answer. What's going to work for me? What's going to work for me? Oh, that's going to work for me. Oh my God, I can't wait. I need motivation. Who's going to motivate me? Who's going to motivate me? I need someone to motivate me, right? So you try this, you try that, and you're trying all these different things. You're not even understanding what's really going to work for you. It doesn't work for you. It doesn't fit into your life. You don't even like doing what they're doing. So you quit. You quit and you sabotage and you don't do it. Very, very common. And when we look in the past at all the instances that where we have quit, where we have sabotaged, where we have failed in our eyes, I've failed. I failed. So we look in the past because we have no future. We have nothing to grab onto in the future. We don't have success ahead of us that we can visualize and see and remember because it hasn't happened yet. So we just go to the past and go, well, obviously I failed all those other times. I never followed through those times, so it's probably not going to work this time. I was so certain last time. I said, yes, this is it. And then I didn't follow through. So you've lost trust in yourself. And when you lose trust, you lose your personal power for sure. And then you feel like I'm powerless. Like I'm kind of hopeless and powerless. I can say I'm going to do something. I know I want to. I really want to. And I know I should. But I probably won't be able to. Right? And that has to do with trusting and belief in yourself. And the biggest things you can work on, and what I do with my clients and my programs and all that, is trust and belief in yourself. If you are not working on believing and trusting yourself like that, developing that belief and trust in yourself every day, that's going to affect all areas of your life. You will stay stalled. You will stay stalled and stuck. Because that's really what's required. Standing in your personal power, which is, I know that what I want to do for me is the right thing. I know that it is the best thing for me. I know no matter what happened in the past, I'm going to stick with it. No matter what's happened in the past, I know that I have learned some very important lessons. I have changed. It has affected me positively no matter what, because the lessons, the things I've learned about myself, those experiences that I had, right? So instead of looking back like it was all wasted time or wasted money. And what about if you go to lose weight and you look at all the women around you and you go, well, oh my God, they're actually around my weight or more or heavier. So actually I'm not that bad. So maybe I don't really need to do this. And then you have friends or family telling you, you're fine. You're fine. There's people way heavier than you. You don't have to lose weight. You shouldn't have to worry about it, right? Again, it's kind of like they're trying to make you feel good. And they're also trying to make themselves feel good if they're bigger. Because when we go to make a change, other people around us think, oh, maybe I need to too. Is she judging me? I'm bigger than her. Is she judging me now? Oh my God, if she thinks she's heavy, then she must think I'm a blimp, right? So all these emotions, we're always reacting from our traumas, right? So all these emotions are going on, and we always go back to safety and comfort. So if our nervous system, when we begin to feel unsafe or uncomfortable, we will most likely go back to old patterns, habits, and not take the action and procrastinate. And so it's like, wow, if the action, if you're like, I'm not taking this action I want to take, then you can ask yourself, right? Like, am I not taking the action because I'm afraid of what might happen? Am I afraid of uncomfortable emotions? Am I afraid that if I try it, I'm going to fail and I'm going to feel like a loser? For me, it's math. And so in math class, or in those, and you guys might remember, right? Like I was a rebel. I'm like, I don't care. I'm not going to use math. I'm not going to use math in my life in the future. I didn't want to ask questions. I was too shy to ask them. Every time I tried something, everybody else seemed to get it. I was the stupid one. I was the person who was never going to get it. There's something wrong with me. I'm flawed. I'm missing a magic math gene, right? And so that made me feel so uncomfortable that I wanted to avoid all math, you guys, talking about into my late 40s. I avoided looking at numbers or dealing with numbers completely. I go into panic, right? So it's crazy, right? It's crazy the things we do and things we avoid for reasons that seem so silly when we look at them and we see them and uncover them. I have changed a lot. I can stay very calm now. But once we can see them, when we have the awareness and we're able to go, okay, this is what's stopping me. When it begins to stop you again, when you try again, when you go to make those moves, when you go to make those changes and it begins to stop you, that old limiting belief, pattern, habit, whatever, self-image, emotional, you feel like, oh my God, I'm stupid, I can't do it. Why can't you do it, right? That's me with math things. I notice it and I go, okay, there. In the next video, part 2, I'm going to show you some things where you can calm your nervous system and really calm yourself down so you can get out of that emotional craziness. You want to be able to calm yourself down so that you can and see it for what it is. This is just me, like a little girl, reacting from that little girl space because I feel dumb. Math makes me feel dumb. I am not dumb. I'm smart in so many other areas of my life. It's just this one area that I need help with, and that's totally fine. It's totally fine. If your child was saying things, what would you say to them? That's basically what it is, right? So the importance, and another thing is why we may not start something, why we don't fall through, whatever. It's like, I'm waiting to feel motivated. I'm waiting for the right time. I'm waiting for the right time, and I'm waiting to feel motivated. Motivation doesn't come. It doesn't come to you. It comes to you, through you, in the middle, in you. So there's some days where you feel more motivated. You know why? Because your emotional state is better. Your emotional state is good. It's all based on your emotional state. It has nothing to do with someone outside of yourself. Someone outside can inspire you. You see something, you're like, oh my God, look at the way they do it. Oh, I could do it that way. Yes, I can see myself in them. So they have inspired me. And now I feel, see how I could do it. So you're motivated. Now you are motivated because from within you, you believe and see that you could do it that way, right? That's what motivates us. It's like this, oh my God, I want this. I'm going to do it. I know how I can now do it. I'm excited to do it. That's motivation, right? That's how we get motivated. It's not someone like I, as a coach, can't motivate you. You find your motivation. I'm able to help you find your motivation, but it comes from you out, right? Okay. I'm not deciding. Take away your free time. This is a good thing. Why we may not do something. Exercise is such a good one this way. Or healthy eating, women getting in the kitchen. Oh my God, if I have to get in the kitchen and spend 3 hours making a healthy meal, I don't want to do it. If you believe it's going to take you a long time, right? And you don't have the time as you think, right? You don't think you have the time. So you got to look at it. What are my real thoughts about exercise? What are my real thoughts about eating healthy? And if you think like, I've asked so many women that, what do you think that, and for one, what do you think it means? Like I can go in the kitchen right now and scramble a egg and throw some broccoli in a pan with a bit of water and put a lid on it and saute it. And that's a meal for me, right? I mean, like really, we can eat healthy in a few minutes. It's just, if we don't have much time, right? It's just we think all this stuff. So what our thoughts, it's the meaning we give something. It means this. Same with exercise. Sometimes when we think about, I should get fit and toned, I want to look good. That means in your head, you're thinking, I got to spend 3 hours a day at the gym. I got to drive to the gym. I got to buy gym clothes. Then I got to change. Then I got to work out. Then I got to exercise. Then I got to change back. Then I got to drive home. If you think like 4 hours, you're like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Like it's not going to happen. Instead of thinking, okay, realistically, I need to start exercising. I want to be fit. What if I start with a 15-minute wall Pilates thing at home? Find a video on YouTube and just start with that. There you go. Done. 15 minutes. Seriously, right? It can be that easy. We overthink it. So there again, we are stopping ourselves. It's us. Take away your free time. Yeah, that's a good one, right? Like if it's, for me, sometimes in the evening and I think about, I should be sending out an email or doing something for my, making a graphic. I'm like, oh my God, that's going to take hours. Oh, I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because I had some free time. I could go for a walk, my beautiful free time, something I love to do. So if we think also that what we want to do is going to take away something from us. For me, it's time out in nature. If I think something's going to take away my time in nature, I won't do it. Right? I will be like, oh, no, that's not happening today because my value, one of my values, right? So health is my value. Freedom is my value, freedom of choice. So what do you value so much? And women who work often say, I work so much, I don't have time for healthy eating, make a healthy meal. So you value work and success more than health. And you may say, no, that's not true, but it's absolutely true. It's just the way you set up your life. Know that since you were little, that's been one of your values. So you set up your life that way. Health was last. You didn't even think about it. You're like, well, I got to work. I got to make this amount of money because I want to have a house. I don't want to have this. So my life's got to look like this. You weren't even thinking of health. It wasn't even factored into your life, which is fine, right? I'm just saying. So that's how you set up your life. It's not like all of a sudden one day you wake and you go, oh my God. You're all of a sudden like, how am I going to fit this in? Because you haven't in the past. You haven't. So now all of a sudden you're trying to fit something in. It's like a closet that's completely packed full of clothes. And someone gave you a whole new wardrobe, but you're not willing to let go of the old clothes. You have nowhere to put them, right? You're trying to cram them in and you're just pissed off. And that's what happens when we try to cram in things into our life without making changes in our life, right? I'm not going to move around anything in my life. I don't want anything in my life to change. I want change, but I don't want anything in my life to change. It's all got to stay the same. I like it. It's got to stay the same. But I want to eat healthy, look amazing, lose weight, and be fit. It's just, it's kind of funny, but it's true. It's not going to happen, right? Like we're the ones stopping ourselves. So when you try to start too many things at once, you probably won't. So it's just about making those little steps. So I hope this helped a bit. Now, I have a one-on-one program right now that's, I can have it ongoing, whatever. It's 6 weeks. And I hope you get to the exact core of what's been holding you back. And when you have the awareness, then we work on changing that. Then we just work on, okay, what do you want to achieve? What do you want to change? What do you want? And these are the steps to get there. We build it together 1 week at a time. Because if you think so far ahead of time, you're probably, I can't. We just take steps 1 week, analyze it. How did it go? How did it feel? Does it fit into your life? Does it feel good to you? Are you excited about it? Because then you will stick with it. And over the 6 weeks, which it can go longer, of course, you build the trust in yourself and you have more commitment. Hi, Michelle. Watch from the beginning, Michelle. This will really help you. Watch from the when I get off, watch from the beginning. You'll really like it. Because the 6 weeks is like, I will get to the bottom of what's been holding you back. All those things we will see together. When you have that awareness, you're like, oh my God, I can't unsee it. I now know. But no judgment, no feeling bad about yourself. We're all human. We're all okay. And then we just work on these steps week to week where you begin to overcome it in a good way and start to take those steps, right? So commitment and decision. Because we can say, I'm committing, I'm going to do it, I know it. But if you're on your own and you're not getting help to move through to do it, you will revert back to the old self. Because our old self is very strong. We've had it for over 50. We've been here for a long time. We love our old self, right? It's like, in a way, it feels safe and it feels comfortable. And being uncomfortable for an extended period of time is awkward. So we tend to go back to that comfort. But then lots of times we have been trying to force ourselves to do things that maybe we should have never tried. Anyways, we got to really find a way that works for us, right? So much is about finding a way that works for us, works for you, that feels good for you, right? That feels good for you. And that's where the guidance and support really helps. And it's called the Breakthrough Experience. It's at dianamarchand.com. And you can look for Breakthrough Experience and also message me. We can get on a call. If you want any type of coaching, we can get on a call. No obligation for the call. And then, you can even figure out if you want help, if you don't want help, if I'm the person for you, if no, and how this whole thing works. Because it's all up to you anyways. So those are the things that tomorrow we're going to talk about some things you can do to move through these, And some of that is, yes, bringing your body into state of feeling comfort, like feeling safe and okay to make the change. That's hugely important. And the personal power aspect of it. All right. Thank you, ladies, so much for being live and for being here and for watching. Anybody have any questions? Do you guys have any questions? Oh my God, I forgot to check my computer. And also, if somebody's watching the replay, let me know what things do you think are holding you back from the things I mentioned? Or did I miss anything? Sometimes, I may miss it, right? I may miss it. Did I miss anything? And, yeah, or if you have another issue, you're like, this is something I really need help working through, let me know. I can do a video. I want to go live next Tuesday too. I want to go live every Tuesday and hit an issue that you guys find is really important, that you need help and support around, and do a video about it, and see how I can help, right? See the information. I have a lot of knowledge and value over the years of all the things that I've helped women with. And yeah, I am here to help you through. Why can't I see my video? So, yeah, any questions? Oh, there's that video. And make sure if you're watching, make sure to say hello. It helps actually if you give me a like or post a comment for more people to see my videos. That would be really appreciated. I would love that. Thank you so much. And feel free to share them, of course. Of course. Okay. So much love to you. Have an absolutely amazing evening or whenever you're watching this. And hey, Lynn, I'm just finishing off. Hello, hello. All right. Have an absolutely amazing evening. I will be live tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, which is 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Same place. I'll be here. And remember, I'm putting these up on YouTube after too. All right. Bye.